It's Ace from Ace of Spades Tarot. I want to welcome everyone to this new channel, and I'm truly grateful for all who are joining in the collective energies of these readings. If you are new, which I'm guessing most of you are, please do subscribe to the channel, like, share it with friends, feel free to comment respectfully. If what I say resonates with you, or you might know someone it resonates for. Of course, as it is a general collective reading, not a personal reading, these readings will not resonate for every person, so please take from it only what relates to your own situation and leave the rest. So, this series is focused on intimate relationships, partnerships, most likely romantic, but also can apply to close personal friendships, family, business relationships, etc. Of course, these readings apply to anyone who has Taurus prominently in any of their major planets in their natal charts, but I particularly am focusing more energy specifically on those with their Venus, Moon, and or Mars in Taurus, as these planets have to do with how we love, our emotions, and how we take actions respectfully. Respectfully and respectively. If you do not know how to find out your natal chart information, or would like to delve deeper into your own personal chart, or you're interested in a private reading, my email will be in the description box below, so please feel free to email me for further information. So, okay, Tauruses, bull gang. I'm a Taurus myself, so happy birthday. Let's just say that. Let's get started with your mid-April to mid-May love and intimate partnership reading. Just as a reminder, time is fluid, so whenever this reading finds you, trust that it's meant to find you at the time. And also, gender in tarot is also fluid, so please do not assign gender roles for the characters depicted on the keys. We all have masculine and feminine energy, so please adjust your perspective of the reading however it suits you, resonates with you, and or any of the energies that are of a person close to you, that's surrounding you or directly involved with you, etc., etc. Hopefully I won't go through that every time. I think you guys get the drift. If not, again, email me. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm going to start off with an overall card for the general sense of the Taurus collective. 7 of Wands, defense mechanism. Okay. Oh, ironically, at the bottom of the deck is the Hierophant, spiritual advisement. So I'm going to leave that right there at the bottom of the deck. And the Hierophant Tauruses are our card in the major arcana. Card of commitments, contracts, higher spiritual knowledge, wisdom, or advisement. 7 of Wands here, though. Defense mechanisms. Let's see how this plays into your reading, because perhaps the Taurian collective has been relying on their crutches for too long. And that's something we all do. It's human nature. Absolutely. We all have defense mechanisms. And so let's maybe see how it's playing out in your relationships, or if we can change that. Also going to get one of the oracles of this Wild Unknown Animal deck by Kim Krantz. So we have Camel, which is so interesting because these are both animals, right? This polar bear and this 7 of Wands card, and this camel. I mean, they're both kind of in lone circumstances, the colors are so compatible, right? This kind of lone polar bear and the camel who wanders the desert and drinks from their own well that they carry with them. You know, it's interesting. But they're both facing away from each other. So my sense very strongly is that despite the bear being a figure or an animal totem that I often associate with earth signs, because the bear is very, you know, it likes to hibernate during winter, it comes out during the spring, it takes care of its cubs. But polar bears are really interesting because they're not actually white. They're actually dark, but their hair follicles, I believe, are clear. So the way the light refracts off of them makes them appear white. So it's interesting that you know, this Seven of Wands, this defense mechanism is depicted as kind of almost being a chameleon to the environment, right? So I'm getting possibly a codependency nature here. And a camel is kind of a workhorse in that it you know, it carries these heavy things, these, you know, these burdens across, and yet has to also drink from its own well. So I'm getting already a feeling of heaviness, about heaviness and the feeling of being alone despite having a pack or not. Sorry, that's just what's coming through. Let's get another card if we can, please, for the Taurus collective in their partnerships or intimate relationships. The lizard. The lizard. So it's just so funny that I said about the polar bear, right? And this chameleon, like, you know, how it can kind of adjust to the way that the sun refracts off of its skin and its hair to give it the appearance of being white, to blend in with the snow. And then we have this lizard, right, who's also a desert creature, like the camel, and you know, but also like the polar bear, it can be a chameleon. It can blend into its surroundings. So as we go in further, we'll look at, you know, your energy and your person's energy and see how this all ties in, because I'm getting a lot of downloads right now, but I'm not sure until I kind of see what else is going on. So let's see how you view yourself, Tauruses. Moon, Venus, Mars, and other Taurus placements. Thank you. So funny, King of Swords. I'm pretty sure that is how Aries viewed their relationship. So you might have Aries in your chart or are dealing with an Aries. You know, these are both fire signs here, so it's very possible. And also he's in this I'm picking up very strong, again, that lizard-like, chameleon-like energy, right? Almost like the Hall of Mirrors and the Illusionist, which is not at all what I picked up in Aries reading. Wow, very, very different energy. How do you view the person? How does Taurus view the person that's on their mind? How does Taurus view the person that's on their mind? How does Taurus view the person that is on their mind? King of Cups in reverse. Okay, can we get one more card for that, please? How does Taurus view the person that's on their mind? This is the Fountain Tarot, by the way. How does Taurus view the person that is on their mind wax. Here we see too many cards. I think Empress here. Okay, I'm getting really strongly that this is what you want, and this is the reality. It's almost like your mind is playing illusory tricks on the reality of the situation. So you might be involved in a situation where you don't want to admit to yourself kind of the truth of the situation. I mean, look at how these 9 of Swords, right, are almost bleeding into this King of Swords energy. And so we'll wait till we get into your other person. But a King of Cups in reverse is someone who can't, is not in control of their emotions, and is not, 9 of Swords is that nightmare, up at 3 a.m. card. But it's swords, so it's all mental energy. And you're viewing yourself as the King of Swords right now. So something you think maybe you're in control of. But again, like a hall of mirrors, it's almost like an illusion effect, like this lizard that blends in with the same colors. And then this Empress, though, is how you want to see, I think, your person. That's strongly what I'm picking up here. And again, it has the same colors, right? So this person might be a master chameleon. And you know it deep inside your inner sanctum of knowledge. You know it because you hold the sword of truth here. You know it, but you don't necessarily want to see it. You want to see it in this way. You don't want to see it for what it truly is. How does Taurus view the relationship, please? How does Taurus view the relationship? How does Taurus view the relationship? Too many. How does Taurus view the relationship, please? Okay. The Tower and the 3 of Swords. Okay, Taurus. So, and we have the 2 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here. So basically, the Tower in reverse is you trying to put off inevitable heartbreak. That's how you view the relationship. No bueno. I'm sorry, this isn't a better I mean, Aries just had a beautiful reading, and maybe this is going to get better. Although this is really pretty clear, I almost don't want to see your other person because right now, I think they are an a-hole. Not gonna lie. Just from the cards. I mean, literally, you're avoiding the inevitable and avoiding inevitable heartbreak, or by avoiding the inevitable and choosing to see things that you want to see, letting your heart kind of bleed out slowly. Oftentimes I see the 3 of Swords in reverse as healing, but in this energy, it feels very much the opposite, because in the reverse, we're going into the darkness, right? So, okay, let's see. I'm using the Dream Keeper's tarot for this portion of the reasoning. How does Taurus's person view themselves? Strength. Card of Leo. Maybe you're dealing with a Leo. What's interesting, though, is this Strength card is very unlike other Strength cards. This Strength card, she's hatching from an egg, but still has a snake tightly wound around her, Typically, we see the Strength card as kind of taming the beast and holding strong, whereas it's almost as if the beast is taming her. So it's a very interesting rendition of strength. Sorry, this also wanted to come out. Page of Wands. So your person sees yourself as someone who has a lot of creative gifts to offer, but they're starting off at page stage. Page stage. Sorry. You know, whereas this is kind of like what came first, the chicken or the dragon, egg, snake. I mean, it's I feel like it's almost like a dichotomy of how they view themselves and what they're having to go through to view themselves. How do they view you, Taurus? How does the person on your mind view Taurus? How does the person on your mind view Taurus? How does the person on your mind view Taurus? Thank you. Ace of Swords, truth teller. Oh, can't be mad at that, figuring the tarot channel is Ace of Spades. I am a Taurus, and unfortunately, you know, some of us have to be truth tellers. I don't think they see it in a positive way, though. And they see this woman walking away. Perhaps, Taurus, you have already sliced with your... I mean, you come up as the King of Swords here, right? And they see you as the Ace of Swords here. And perhaps you've already sliced with your kind of sword of knowledge. We have one more for how this person views Taurus, please. Thank you. The Tower. So, the Tower, they view you as the Tower on the upright, as you view the relationship as the Tower in reverse. How do they view the relationship? How does Taurus's person view the relationship, please? My heart goes out to all of you Tauruses that are struggling in relationships. This feels to me like a relationship that is either coming to an end or has ended recently. But some of you are still holding on to the illusion. Oh, far too many. Far too many. They're saying take both of these, so 2 4s. So they view the relationship, 9 of Pentacles. They view themselves as single, Taurus. 4 of Pentacles, holding on to what they've got. Not letting themselves deviate from, you know, kind of this hoarder influence. You know, not letting themselves open up. Their root chakra is blocked. Their hands are tied to these pentacles. They're facing straight ahead. They're focused, you know. And what's weighing the scales is kind of like mind over heart, right? Because like this is the earth and the roots of the tree and the branches. And then this is kind of the mask over the book of like a book of knowledge. And so it's kind of, again, chameleon-like. They view the relationship as like, how do I balance this out while still holding on to hoarding these 4 pentacles, and the 4 of Swords, also not getting any rest, like feeling completely drained. I just got a complete feeling of being drained of energy. And I'm just noticing all of these crescent moons, right? It's here, the crescent moon here. We have the crescent moon here. We have the crescent moon here. You know, normally this would be a card of meditation, but this is like a card of not being able to sit still, not being able to meditate, having to move on, you know, because their mind is running at a pace where they can't let up. I think they want to feel this energy, but they can't do it while in a relationship. It stresses them out too much. I'm sorry that this is not a better, happier reading. 8 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I really feel like that's the message that Spirit wants to give you about, you know, like just the advice from this deck alone is the walking away from the things that no longer serve you to find yourself again, right? Because if you look at this King of Swords, he's almost disappeared within this rainbow hall of mirrors and illusions, and she's finding herself again by leaving these 8 cups in the past, you know, and letting herself be free. Again, gender is not necessarily specific. I'm just leave this up. They said, okay, I'll leave it up. That there. So just to clarify, because I mean this is very clear to me. Strength of the relationship is the 10 of Pentacles. The weakness of the relationship. So together, this could be that you feel like you are bound to them financially. The weakness is the Magician and the Hierophant. So we have the Hierophant here twice. But the Magician, mercurial energy, you know, very mercurial. And it's like these 2 cards could work together well to create this. But the weakness, as it shows up in the weakness of the relationship, the weakness position, one holds the key, one holds the eye, right? One is sleeping, one eye open, feathers falling, key is pointed, but neither are working together. It's like they can't reach each other. So to work together is to have this. And notice the colors at the top of this 10 of Pentacles. It's the same as in the King of Swords. It's all of the colors of the chakras combined, right? So you could possibly be dealing with a Gemini or a Virgo, also a Leo. Those are the, you know, what's popping out to me at this time. The direction of the relationship. Direction of the relationship, please. 2 of Wands and Temperance. Oh, excuse me. Oh. We also, Death and the Hanged Man also just flipped over. And I'm taking that to be the advice from Spirit. Because the direction of the relationship is 2 of Wands is kind of at a standstill, right? It's your heart is somewhere, but you can't make a decision. You know, in the Rider-Waite traditional tarot, you see a man standing 2 wands in his hand, you know, but holding on to one while he palms the globe in his other, looking out on the horizons. And Temperance, it's interesting. Temperance is balance and alchemy, and it's major arcana for Sagittarius, and so again more fire energy, and also with the Two of Wands. However, 1 and 4, if you break it down, it's 5, which is the Hierophant, right? So I feel like there's an imbalance in this relationship, clearly, because I think you're both on different pages. And then the advice from Spirit is the Hanged Man and Death, which, I'm not surprised to see, Hangman major arcana for Pisces and Death major arcana for Scorpio here. Again, signs are, they could resonate with you, they could not, but, I think that needing to see things from another perspective is needed here. And I feel strongly that it's kind of an inevitable death of the relationship. I'm sorry to say, if this is a work partnership, it's probably not a good match. If it is a romantic partnership, 3 of Pentacles in reverse. See, it's, work partnership 3. I mean, this is working together. In the reverse, this is not collaborating, right? It also could be a third-party situation that someone trying to make a choice between two. Knight of Wands. It's Knight of Wands is the player card of the tarot. It's the in and out. It's the fiery, passionate. But again, so it's possibly around a hard decision, someone not making a choice, and your sort of truth kind of cut out the bullshit, but you're not allowing it to die. And in order to allow it to die, in order to move on, you have to allow it to die. You have to allow the death process to happen. You have to allow the Tower process to happen. This person has accepted the Tower, right? It's how they view you. Maybe you came crashing into their lives and pulled out your sword of truth and thought that was going to be cool, but this person was not ready for it. They weren't ready to see things from a new perspective. And you wanted to see them in a certain way that they weren't ready to be yet. We have the 6 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which means either way, it's a victorious situation, because, knowing and being able to move on from something is far more important than holding on to something for the illusion of it, right? For the chameleon of it, and having to constantly drink from your own well and constantly have to blend in on your own in your landscape. None of these cards have any implication of a partnership, right? And none of these cards have any implication of a partnership. Everyone is kind of alone in their own world. But I think this person already views themselves as having kind of moved on, and so have you in a lot of ways. The sort of truth that you brought out for this person, it's time to use for yourself. Close up that hall of mirrors. The Empress is a card of Taurus. So how you view them is probably projection of how you really view yourself, because Bulls, you are the Empress. Absolutely. That's your major, that's, that and the Hierophant are your major arcana. So I think you want to see the person this way. and they've allowed you to sort of see them this way, and that's what you want to see, but they're not offering you anything in return except for, loneliness in the middle of the night with thoughts running through your heads and trying to save yourself from the inevitability of heartbreak, which, if you stand up and take your power back, it's much easier. For sure. So I see things from a different perspective and allowing death. I mean, this death is a light at the end of the tunnel. So you're in the tunnel now. You're in the matrix. You're in the hall of mirrors. But you hold your sword. You get to the light. You get to that pinnacle, right? You are the empress. You don't need them to be the empress. You already are the empress. And you're right. They see you as the ace of swords. You hold that sword of truth. You are. And you are the tower. And maybe your truth disrupted their little charade, right? Not your fault. Let's get an oracle card from the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle deck. Let's see if what ties in here. I'm sorry it wasn't a better reading, but sometimes honest readings are the best readings we can get. And trust me, I'm a Taurus. This sucks for me too. Divine Feminine. Aw, the Empress. Guys, it's beautiful. I mean, guys, women, whoever. I mean, we all have divine feminine, masculine, like I said, within us. So it's card number 21. And again, break 2 + 1 down. It's a 3. Empress is number 3 in the major arcana. The frequency of divine feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allowing it to express itself openly and helping us to connect to all our intrinsic understanding of our connection to all of creation. And you have that understanding. You have that sort. You have the truth. You have the knowledge. You have the wisdom. You have the wisdom of the Hierophant, the all-encompassing cloak of Gaia, of the Empress, the sword of truth in your hands. You deserve something beautiful, and I have a feeling that something beautiful will be coming. But we can't find that something beautiful if we hang on to things that don't serve us, Walking away from the things that don't serve us sets ourselves free so that we can let other things in. So male or female, it's beautiful energy regardless. So I appreciate you being here with me. I'm sorry if it wasn't the best reading. I have a really strong feeling that by the time we get to this next set of love readings, things will have changed quite a bit. And I hope that this could help a couple people that maybe were on the fence about some things and needed to go the path of the Eight of Cups and say, you know what? I leave behind whatever doesn't serve me. I am better. I deserve better. I know what my highest good wants for me. And I embrace that divine feminine within me, whether I am male or whether I'm female. And that's a beautiful thing. So, again, thank you for joining me. Again, it's collective reading, so it could resonate with one of you or 5 of you or more or none. It's hard when it's not one-on-one. So if you'd like a personal reading, again, my email will be in the description box below. Please feel free to reach out for more information about that. So, ciao for now, Taurus. Happy birthday again. Namaste.